Good morning, Janine. First one in here. Here for the first drink. Yeah, we had a nice storm blow through here like on Thursday. Dropped a little, almost an inch and a half of rain. I was stuck at work at the whole time, so that was kind of a drag. I heard that a fast food place a few miles from here, its roof collapsed as a result of the rain. Good morning, Darth. Never been to the place. I kind of want to drive by it now and see it. I've driven by it a bunch of times, but never really had the incentive to go in. What are you looking at, dude? Hmm? Making the fur fly. That's all you're doing. This isn't going to help matters any, of course. This will just make it fly all the more. But he seems to enjoy it. That's the new beast, Darth. I finally got the new one. So hopefully we're going to put that together today. Yeah, that's the box right there. I'm a little ticked off at FedEx right now. They were supposed to require a signature to deliver this thing, but I came home on Friday night and they just left it on the porch. So I don't know how long that thing was there, but porch pirates could have gotten that. I would have been very upset if that happened. Oh, works the same, working hard and hardly working, all that fun stuff. It pays the bills, pays for computers. Has anybody ever seen those revenge videos that people do for porch pirates, where this guy built like a glitter bomb kind of thing, and cameras all over the place, and when someone stole the package, they'd open it up and it would spray them with glitter and spray them with like a foul smell or something like that. Love that. You got to check those out. Probably go to like YouTube and type porch pirate revenge or something like that. No new rocks. I'm going to go to the rock shop today, but probably not going to buy a whole bunch today because the Rock and Mineral show is next week, and I'm going to that for sure. And in fact, on a related note, next week's live stream will be canceled for that reason. Yeah, I think I've seen that too. The electrified Trump sign. Water comes really slow at the beginning. Yeah, we're kind of coming into our kind of wet season. Like, so over the next week or so, we got a whole bunch of rain coming. Hopefully, I mean that's what they're predicting a week out, but it kind of tends to fizzle a little bit at the last minute. But yeah, I like the rain. We had, like I said, we had a good storm here on Thursday. Dropped about an inch and a half of rain. Came back and I came home and the yard was flooded. Always a good day. Those new plants really like that. What are you looking at? Yeah, a lot of people don't know that's how the moon formed. Massive collision in billions of years ago. Saw Flash this morning. I guess this is the first time I've seen her sleep in the yard this year. So, she didn't go to her box last night. She just kind of slept in the yard. It was a nice warm night, so it was good. You know, my approach is she can sleep wherever she wants in the summer. Got to break the chips of ice off the surface here. I got like a piece of ice that's the shape of my glass here, and I'm spilling water all over myself. What a klutz! I wet my own pants. Jeez, I thought I was past this. But I guess that kind of thing starts to happen when you get to my age, huh? That's why they got adult diapers. The lunch farm? You mean the health camp? That was awesome. Definitely have to go back there again. It was kind of fun. It kind of had kind of a 50s vibe to it. In fact, it was funny. I saw a picture online of it, of the store from like the 50s, and it looks exactly like it does today. You know, they've changed a few things, but the basic layout of the place is identical. Good morning, Gene. No, I think I missed that one, Lindex. but I've been to other restaurants where they treat you badly, so I think I get the idea. Yeah, if there weren't so many people in the place, I would have probably wandered around and showed the inside of it. But that just shows how popular this place was. I mean, it was. I was there like 10 minutes after it opened in the morning, and there were already like 7 or 8 people in there eating. I mean, it's just a little tiny diner anyway. There's probably only you know 8 tables, maybe eight, most. Definitely on my list of places to go visit if if someone comes visits here. Yeah, if someone wanted to do a meet and greet at the health camp, I'd do that. I've never done Airbnb. Yeah, I can't wait to see that place open up. Like I said on that video, I was a little surprised that they closed the old place because it seems like you'd stay in that place until you're ready to open the new place, unless something happened with a landlord or something like that. But and that might have been what happened. I don't know. I didn't really research it, but it's going to be. They're going to have a lot of room for events there. Hearing rumors of them like having concerts on the property, and I'm sure they'll have more midget wrestling. All sorts. I think they're really trying to compete with Brotherwell too, because Brotherwell has a big chunk of property, and they do like little festivals and stuff like that. And so this place is bigger than Brotherwell by a fair margin, probably by about 4 times. So they can do some pretty cool things there. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. And I think it's a little closer to me too, so all the more reason. Yeah, we got both genes in the house now, so um, we're good to go. Oh yes, Waco population is growing. There's all sorts of businesses moving here. But I'm still far enough away from it where I can experience a little downtown feel if I like. And the truth is, no matter how much it grows, it's not gonna turn into like a Dallas or something like that. I think it'll always kind of maintain its charm. Yeah, they do. They have one, um, and yeah, malls are kind of dying everywhere, and this one's no example, no exception. There's a bunch of stores. The Sears went out of business a while back, and so that kind of you know was one of their anchor stores. And then there was another anchor store that was selling like clearance type furniture. It was like a clearance warehouse kind of thing, and they just closed recently too. So I think there's just three of the five anchor stores are there anymore. No, they'd have to tear down the entire downtown, and I think there'd be a lot of opposition to that. A lot of people love the downtown. I love the downtown. I'd vote against that. And then we have like outdoor malls. There's another one of those on Waco Drive and Valley Mills. Yeah, there's a lot of very successful businesses down there. Yeah, there's a couple of buildings that are empty, but there's some kind of cool, kind of funky little businesses down there. And I think Waco is really trying to build up the downtown area and encourage business and encourage people to come down. Yeah, well, and I noticed that a lot of them are going off in different directions too. That mall that I went to, where when I went to Meow Wolf in Dallas, they have a lot of things that are more attraction based, and Meow Wolf was such a thing. It's a big weird little thing you can go in and explore. And I saw whenever I was there, they were gonna have like a little fish place, where you could go see fish in tanks and aquariums and stuff like that. And they have like fun centers and stuff like that now. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that about the Back to the Future Mall. The Puente Hills Mall. I've been there a couple times. The only Universal theme park I ever went to was the one in Hollywood. Yeah, we have a Six Flags up near Dallas, and there's even a few things. There's like a water park here in Waco. I've never been to it, but what's it called? I don't remember what it's called. Hawaiian Falls or something like that. No, I don't think I'd ever agree to have my name merchandised like that. Brecksville. Yuck. Who'd want to go there? That just screams stay away. I wouldn't want to even go there. Well, look who's back. All that fur, dude. Where you get it all? Huh? Yeah, obviously that's what's happening. He's just a ball of fur right now. Yeah, there you go. Cat's version of spring cleaning. You spring cleaning? I'm glad you help sometimes. Saw Flash this morning. Flash is just out in the yard. She spent the night in the yard last night, so I was just out there. I was like, oh, there's Flash. She can sleep wherever she wants in the summer. No idea how old she is. I've had her for probably 35 years. No, no Flash vegetable garden yet, but I am going to do that. In fact, I think I'm going to use some of the sand also that was underneath the pool in there because she likes to dig too. And that stuff, I found the squirrels enjoy digging that sand. I got that pile on the one end of where the pool was, and there's all these little holes in it where the squirrels are digging. but I do want to do something for Flash. Yeah, Bite's got a few mats too. I got to worry about, got to deal with a little bit. Nothing serious, but I got to brush them out a little bit. Not going to do that on a live stream. One, that's boring, and two, I'll be breathing cat hair the whole time. Flash loves just about anything. I mean, I guess I've never tried like citrus, and I don't think I'll do that, or pineapple. But she loves strawberries. She loves grapes, apples, peaches, bananas. We have a few deer that I see around here too. There've been three or four times, like in the morning, I'm driving to work. It's like, oh, there's some deer. No, I haven't really planned on any vacation time. I do need to do something though. Yeah, probably not Yellowstone. I need advanced reservations on that. I don't know what Flash did during the storm. She was probably in her box. You're probably right, John. And it really wouldn't be that hard to do because I could take 3 days off and get like a 10-day vacation because I have the 4 days before and the 3 days after. Not even sure where that is. I keep seeing things popping up on my Facebook profile though that look like they'd be fun places to visit. Hmm. Is that an island or what is it? It must be, huh? Because if it's off the coast, that's what I figured. There's also sorts of funny little islands out there. Yeah, I've heard of those deer whistles. I do want to go visit the Alamo. Definitely, that's definitely on my list. think I want to go visit Big Bend National Park too. I keep seeing that keeps popping up as a really beautiful place in Texas. I'm sure there was a TV show called The Alamo, if not a movie. Well, I've tried to visit as many Buc-ee's as I can. And I've been to what, three of them now, I guess, four of them, because I went to that one in Ennis, um, the one up, oh, I always forget what the name of the town is, about 30 miles north of here, and then the one down in Temple, and then there was one in Fort Worth. Yeah, Big Bend National Park is supposedly beautiful, like Grand Canyon, like beautiful. It's a significant trip, though. Just about anywhere to anywhere else in Texas is a significant trip. And people forget how big of a state Texas is. I think it's like 900 miles from El Paso to the Louisiana border. Yeah, California is a big state too, but Texas is like three Californias. Haven't seen Rhonda. She was here last week, though, I think. Yeah, she was here last week. She got Easter off, so she was with us. I'm sure she's probably working. I bet you she doesn't get two weekends in a row. Alaska would definitely melt in Texas, but landmass size, Alaska smokes Texas. Alaska is like the size of half of the United States. No, not in a few weeks. We talk to each other when we got something to say. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it'll be a takeover. It'll be sort of an agreement that will be made. Greenland would be far, or yeah, Greenland would be far safer under American uh, custody than it would under Finland's custody. No, I haven't been to Sugarland, Texas. What's in Sugarland, Texas? Haven't really heard from my sister for a while. I guess she's doing all right. Yeah, it sounds like they're working overtime to get that, and I do think that heavy metal deal with Ukraine will be good for us. Well, if it isn't already creepy enough, that isn't she the one that? No, that was somebody else. Sorry, I'm not going to say it. Then that was somebody else. Yeah, I heard about that too, Janine. Funny how so much of that happens around him, or around the Clintons, more than likely. I don't know what's up with DeSantis. I like DeSantis. It's sad that you got to do such a thing, like tell the world, hey, I'm not going to kill myself. No, just the garden right now. I mean, I planted those shrubs a little bit, and I might put something in the front yard too. I don't have to do a whole lot there. Most of the stuff there survived, but there's a few little holes I'd like to fill in. No, there's a little regional airport kind of on the north side of town over by the dam, but I've never flown out of there. Oh, they've arrested two. I know that they arrested the one. The guy who was harboring an illegal alien. Not really a front garden, but I have like a little area in front of the house where there are some plants. And like I said, most of them survive the winter. So, they're just being allowed to come back. But like I said, there's a couple holes that need to be filled in. It's just amazing how many people out there don't think the rules apply to them. No, I think they take it. They bring some big airplanes out of there. Because I've heard of people saying that they fly to Waco, fly from Waco to like Dallas and then somewhere else. It would definitely be more convenient. I mean, it might not deal with like the jumbo jets and stuff like that, but there's some small little, you know, airplanes that could go to here and to like to Dallas or something. Yeah, I think I've flown a few of those too. I've heard them called puddle jumpers too. Well, a lot of them are prop based too, not even jets. Yeah, they tend to not have a lot of power either. That's the problem with the props. What's in the box is the new computer. The new computer arrived a couple days ago. So yeah, that's gonna be one of the vlogs here. Is we're gonna put that bad boy together. That was a quite an ordeal too. You remember when I opened up the first beast? I found out that all the little ports on the top didn't work. So the USB ports didn't work. The SD card didn't work. The SD card is the most important because that's what all the vlogs start at. So I need to have the reader on that work, and it didn't. So I returned it, got a refund for it, and then by the time it came time to order another one, they weren't selling it anymore. So I had to pick something else, and so that's the something else. And it arrived a couple days ago, and we're going to hopefully put that together in the next, well, hopefully today maybe. Well, I was also a little bit upset because when FedEx delivered this thing, they were supposed to deliver it to me in person. I was supposed to sign for it, and they just left that thing on the porch. Nobody signed for it. And that's an expensive piece of hardware too. That could have gotten stolen so easily. So I'm a little upset with FedEx right now. Well, I just have this camera, the one I use for vlogging. But the stuff all starts off with an SD card because that's what comes out of the camera. That's where the video goes. And so I gotta have a way to get it from the SD card to the computer. And with no SD card, it's not going to work. Oh, you mean like a Ring camera? No, I don't. I don't have anything like that. Yeah, that's not cool either, Gene. I don't know. I've been concerned about the Ring cameras. I heard that there's like a hacking issue. Now, maybe that was a while ago. Maybe they've corrected that, but Well, I don't know. This must have been just an individual driver that did it because the first computer I received also required a signature, and the guy, tried to do that, and he did do it. Well, I mean, it's not like I want any compensation for them. They were lucky that nothing got could have got that nothing got stolen. But hopefully, this will be the end of the nightmare, and that'll be the new beast, and then we'll be done with this. Well, I like those videos that you see online from time to time of people setting traps for porch pirates with like glitter bombs and worse. Fart smells. You gotta check that out sometime if you ever get a chance. Just like go to YouTube and do porch pirate revenge or something like that. I've heard of that too. They follow the trucks and then wait for the truck to leave and go steal the package. Yeah, I know it's frustrating. Or how violent and aggressive people will become today. I don't know if I know the answer to that. I would assume that A comes before T, so but who knows? All right, one down. There you go. All right. See, I knew somebody would have the answer. That's the beauty of this live stream. I don't have to have all the answers. I can just say, I don't know. Somebody will figure it out. And it looks like it wasn't even close, was it? 20 years apart. I don't know. I haven't decided what's for dinner yet. I just got done with breakfast. Pizza sounds good, though. Can't go wrong with pizza. I've been eating a lot of spaghetti and stuff like that, too. I like spaghetti. Yeah, it's usually pretty easy to get fresh fish here. I don't have a problem with it. I have a hard time to believing that it's difficult to get in Minnesota with all the lakes. Got to be a lot of walleye, a lot of trout. Good eating. I've been getting a lot of like salmon and trout here in Waco lately, so I have a lot of both of those in the freezer. I like something I can put on the grill, and I think cod tends to be a little too delicate and too flaky for the grill. I I've been actually topping my salmon. Well, when I cook it, it's in a 50-50 mix of lemon juice and olive oil with some crushed garlic in it, and then I'll have a sauce that I make that I put on top of it, which is basically soy sauce and wasabi, and kind of mix it up just so it's a little bit runny, and kind of marinate the top of it, or put it once you get it off the grill, just kind of coat the top of it and spread it around a little bit. Oh man, is that good? Good eating. But I've also got some habanero salt that I've used on salmon. That's really good. You got to be careful of that sauce on the top though with the wasabi, because you make that a little too thick, it'll clear your sinuses. Well, look at that. Look who came up to visit. Oh, I love lobster. Crab's good too. Was that a drool sprinkler again, dude? What about sushi? Who's had sushi? Love sushi. Except octopus. Octopus is too rubbery for me. That's where my love of the wasabi came from. Maine lobster. You want some lobster? You wouldn't know what to do with it, would you? It's funny. Did anyone know that lobster used to be considered like a peasant's food? What about crawdads? I don't know if the red lobster is around anymore. I know a bunch of them went under. I don't know if all of them did. I don't know. Is there one near Waco? I don't know. Oh, there's one in the Richland Mall. Okay, so they're still here. Yeah, you want to go to the Richland Mall, have some lobster? Almost out of this jar. We're going to have to get another one for you, buddy. All that's really left in here is some of the little pieces. Never had shark fin soup. It's one of those things that, but if the opportunity dropped in my lap, though, I'd probably try it just to see what it tastes like. That's one of the things I kind of like about the Central Texas fairs that they have here is you can get all sorts of like exotic things. Like I had alligator once at the Texas fair. But yeah, I'll try just about anything at least once just to see what it's like. He drooled on the inside of the cup so much here that the couple pieces that are left are stuck to the jar here. I've never had elk. I've had bison. Although I can't really judge what the bison was because it was a bison burger and it had all sorts of like sauce and stuff like that, and so I didn't really get a good taste of the bison. But I'd try that again. I've had venison. That's good. See, I remember it was funny when I was a kid. My parents would always try and pressure me to eat something new, and it's like, well, how do you know you don't like it? You've never tried it, and it totally flipped around. Now I was the adventuresome one late in life, and it was always my parents that were saying, oh, I don't want to try that. I'm not interested in that. I'll try just about anything. Well, that was always the argument my mom used. Oh, it tastes too gamey. It's like, yeah, okay, it's delicious. Same with catfish. My mom would never try catfish, and I tried, and she always tried to talk me out. Oh, you're not gonna like catfish. Catfish is too gamey. Love catfish. Yeah, I never had shark. Like I said, it's something I'd try. Didn't know clams had shoulders. That's news to me. Now I want to know what clam ankles is. Haven't been down to the Waco Lake, but we've had so much rain in the last, in the last couple of months. It's probably doing all right. I don't hear them talking about how concerned they are about the lake level anymore. I was down at the river last weekend, and the river seems to be doing really nice. Oh man, I'm disappointed, Darth. I really actually wanted to try clam shoulder. I was intrigued. Well, I know that there's a vlog I'd love to do that would involve Jordan. I would love to do a Candyland Riots documentary. I mean, I'd be the person to do it too because I have everything. I'm the person Jordan comes to when he needs Candyland Riot stuff. So yeah, I want to do that sometime. I got to go visit Jordan. He's come and visited me a couple times. I gotta return it. Yeah, and he participate too, and I know he get Michael and John get them involved. Maybe even Neil if Jordan's still in contact with Neil. Yeah, there's a couple of posters behind me of Candyland Riots. That's a Candyland Riot. That's a Candyland Riot, and that's a Candyland Riots poster. So far as I know, those are the only of those in existence. Oh yeah, it'd be a vlog, definitely. I even know what I want to call it. I want to call it "This is Candyland Riots," but without all the dying drummers. Although Candyland Riots did go through its share of drummers. There were three or four drummers in the band in the time I was there. No, no. I mean, it wouldn't be. Wouldn't be. I wouldn't be out there to mock him. It'd be a serious documentary. You'd be telling about the whole story because I was there for most of it. I was at their first concert. And I was at most of their concerts. I think I missed one. And I got video of a bunch of the concerts, albums that nobody's ever heard. I got the video footage from when John's car got broken into at one of the shows and his bass was stolen. Yeah, I had a blast through the grunge movement. I saw so many great bands during that point. My friend Matt, the guy who does the Island Horizon videos back there, was into some of the same stuff. So we went and saw a lot of concerts at that time. Even some of the more obscure grunge bands like Screaming Trees and stuff like that. They were great too. I'm really glad that Jordan has gotten to the point where he's got a level of success where he can reward himself for some of the things that he loves, and he's loved guitars as long as I've known him. Saw Alice in Chains during their prime, Nirvana during their prime, Soundgarden during their prime. In fact, it was funny. Uh, I just had a video pop up on my Facebook timeline. I think just yesterday morning, of a Nirvana song, a live concert at the Forum in Los Angeles, and I was at that concert. That was just a couple months before Kirk killed himself. In fact, I think they did one more American concert, and then they took a break, and then they went to Europe. And when he came back from Europe, that was when he killed himself. It's funny. There's a funny story I have about that Nirvana concert at the Forum. It was a group of us that went to it. It was myself and it was Matt who does the Island Horizon videos and his at the time wife and a friend of ours named Aaron and Aaron and Susan, Matt's ex-wife, decided that they wanted to buy some Jack Daniels and drink the whole thing before the concert. Well, Susan had one swig of it. Aaron drank the rest of it and ended up sleeping through the whole concert. And he waited so long to see Nirvana and then slept through the whole thing. Yeah, what a bummer, right? And then a couple months later, he kills himself. Kurt, I mean, not Aaron. Aaron's still with us, crotchety as always. I remember when Jordan went to that place. Frame things up a little better here. I don't know, not a whole lot of people in here today, only 14 people. We're usually in the 20s, sometimes 30s. Everybody's taking the weekend off, I guess. Yeah, he was married to Courtney Love at the time. Jordan's convinced that Courtney killed him. I saw her perform too. Her concert was pretty cool. Saw her open for Marilyn Manson, of all things. That was a freak show. Got to see him when he was in his prime too. He's way past his prime now. I guess they released a new album and it just, yeah, I don't know. Need more money. That's what it usually comes down to. I was wondering if somebody was going to ask about that. I was just digging through a bunch of T-shirts that I don't wear very often, and I found this one. I said, "Oh man, I'm totally wearing that one today. That's my Black Cock T-shirt." Basically, it's a bar and tavern in Orange, California, where we went one time. It turns out when I was working at Disneyland, one of the employees there, named Christina, had a friend who owned this place, and she suggested we all go there after work one day, and we all went. And we teased her about it constantly by making her say the name over and over and over again. Um, but yeah, it it was good. It was a good. They had some good beer there. Yeah, yeah. It was her band Hole. Good seeing you, Gene. Stop in next week. Hey, La Caleros, long time. Even if you just post a period. Yeah, I know that's amazing. But you got to remember, what was it, 94, early 95 when Kurt killed himself. So that's been 30 years. Gosh, I'm old. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that vlog. I think there was some friction between Francis and Courtney. Hi, La Caleros. How are you doing? I am well. I'm good. Good to see you again. He said hygiene. I like it the fact that we got these regulars around here, and then we got these semi-regulars that pop in every once in a while. That's fun. 30th anniversary of Selena's death. I thought that was like a couple weeks ago. Maybe they were saying we're coming up on the 30th anniversary. Oh, you're saying this year? Okay. So yeah, maybe it did happen earlier or something. It was my Beavis and Butthead references. It's funny when you hear Mike Judge, who does the voice of both of them. When you hear Mike Judge talk, he sounds just like Butthead. Yeah, I know that. That's right. It was like the fan club president, wasn't it? Yeah. Psycho killer. And maybe that's what I heard too, that she'd gone for parole and had it denied. Maybe that was why because I remember I'd heard something about Selena and her murder just recently. Yeah, I hope John Lennon's killer doesn't ever get out either. Oh, it happens. I mean, it's happened to me, just on this stupid little vlog. People, they think that you answer them once and all of a sudden you're best friends, and then that one time you don't answer their question or something, that they get all offended and they leave. That's happened to me a number of times. And I bet you it's happened to Jordan more. I mean, we don't get trolls here anymore, but because I just don't think there's probably enough people in here to make it worth the trouble. Plus the fact, um, you know, I think there's a difference. I think sometimes trolls feel that they've won if they get themselves blocked. Well, I don't block people. I like to play with my food before I eat it. Yeah, that's what that was a reference to, was the Talking Head song. I love that song. I don't remember that particular artist, but yeah, there's a lot of crazy things happen to rock stars. Yeah, there's a Cracker Barrel. Yeah, there's a Cracker Barrel here in Waco. I've been there a number of times. In fact, Jordan and I, when Jordan comes, he loves going to Cracker Barrel, so we usually try and hit that when he's here. But yeah, Cracker Barrel's good. Kind of old country comfort food. Get really good chicken fried steak and that kind of stuff. Biscuits and gravy and all that kind of stuff that you want. Yeah, Yvonne's another person I haven't heard from for a while. I don't know. Anybody have any word on that? I think sometimes people just kind of come in and out. I don't know if I've ever had their meatloaf, but I love a good meatloaf. So you mean besides Rhonda? Actually, that sounds really good for dinner, meatloaf. Because I've done a couple of meatloaf recipes that turned out really, really good. I think you just decided on dinner, La Claras. I think we're having meatloaf for dinner. Yeah, the Cracker Barrel I go to is right off the freeway, right off the 35. one of those things that it's for people who are traveling and want something to fill them up. Doesn't surprise me. It's right off the freeway. In fact, I think there's two of them in the Waco area that are right off the freeway. I don't know. I think when I made meatloafs before, I just kind of was stayed very traditional. But I don't know. I might fiddle around with it a little bit. I could see jalapenos in my meatloaf. I don't know if I remember Bob Evans restaurants. I don't think I've ever been to one. I don't know. I think I stick with just the traditional stuff for meatloaf: ketchup, mustard. I love a good spicy brown mustard, so I'll probably do that. Yeah, Bite's adapting to his loss. He's become more clingy, a lot more vocal at night. Every once in a while before he'd be out meowing in the middle of the night. It's almost every night now. I think he still misses her. I put a picture of her in their room down where he sleeps, so he gets to see her at least. Yeah, our poor pets mourn. They know what death is. I don't know what I would do at this point if when the time comes where Bite passes. Fortunately, Bite's still doing well, so hopefully we got a little bit more time with him. Yeah, that's what happened with Nibble. She was almost 18. Not strays. The neighbor next door had an outdoor cat that I would see in the yard from time to time, but they moved away, and that cat's gone now. Yeah, I don't think Bite's going to pass anytime soon. He seems to be healthy. Although Nibble went down pretty fast, though. So, I mean, I suppose it could happen, but there's no evidence of it. No, there's a lot of houses around here that are not selling. There's a few houses I've noticed that been on the market for like a couple months. But yeah, no, there's nobody in there. And I've been noticing there's like a construction trailer in the driveway. So it might be that they're in there doing work to get the house ready for when they move in. But so far, it appears the house is still empty. Yeah, it's right next door. But there's a house a couple blocks over, like I said, that's been, it's had a for sale sign for like 2 months now. In fact, you look in the house now, the house is empty. So the people have moved out. The housing market just was isn't what it was. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're asking too much. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of houses though that are around here that are for sale and they're just not selling. So I think it's just there's a glut on the market right now, and it's just going to take a while. I'm glad it doesn't affect me in the least. people that have variable rate mortgages, the ups and downs can really be an issue. I don't really have to worry about that. And that's a big factor too. When I bought my house in California, I got a fixed rate loan at a very, very good low rate. So that allowed me to hold on to that house for a long time. Now, see, finding the house was actually kind of fun. I enjoyed house hunting when I did that. And I'm still really, really happy with the one I chose. Computers come along good. The new beast arrived a couple days ago, so I'm going to put that together today. Um, the whole story of that, you remember when I pulled the first computer out of the box and was testing things, I found out that all of the ports on the top, the USB ports, the SD card ports, none of them worked. And so I ended up returning the computer and getting a refund. And then by the time I tried to order another one, they weren't selling it anymore. I don't know what went wrong, but there was none of them to be had. And so they end up, I couldn't get that. And so I ended up looking for something else. This is actually a Dell, and they're good computers too. And this is actually a more powerful machine. So it's a better processor, it's a faster processor, it's almost twice as fast. It's got a 4 terabyte solid state hard drive in it. So it's going to give me a lot of power, and it's augmented in all the important ways. It's basically a gaming system without all the gaming lights and stuff like that. I'm not really into that, but that's got really serious power. It's got the ability to support up to 4 monitors. It can do 6.1 audio or 7.1 audio, sorry, which I'm not going to do. That's more important for gaming and stuff like that. I'm not really interested in that, but that should be a monster machine, and hopefully we're going to get that hooked up today. I got to go out to the rock shop first, though. That's the first line of business after the live stream today. No, I've never owned a Dell myself, but I've worked with them at work. They seem to be decent computers. But yeah, that's the beast, the new beast. And basically it's just going to replace the box right there. I got everything on the desk now and got everything strapped down, but um, still got to replace the main box with what's over there and get it all configured and working with the system. Well, I mean, I don't really need customer service. I'll deal with all my own stuff for the most part. It's just a matter of getting all my software onto it now. Yeah, I really like the new desk. It's going to do me well. Right now, I've got it in the upper position, as high up as it'll go. So at this point, I can like stand next to it rather than need to sit in a chair. But I got the whole thing set up so the whole thing just goes up and down. And then once I get the new box in there, we're gonna, um, you know, neaten all those cables up behind it so they're not sticking out there in the behind, and don't want that out there. I also decided I think I'm going to put the old speakers back on because there's speakers on that monitor that's on right now that you're looking at, but the quality isn't of the audio isn't all that good. I like the quality I got from the sound system I had before, so I'm going to integrate that into the new computer. That'll be nice. I'm also going to have to move those monitors up a little bit so the speakers can be behind them. No, the speakers are on stands, and I think I'll probably just leave them on the desk. Like I said, I'm going to raise the monitors up a little bit so the speakers fit underneath it. Michael, who's Michael? You mean Matt? Yeah, Matt's. I mean, Matt's doing fine. You know, that's his Island Horizon videos running in the background there. He's on the same island as the volcano, but he's on the other side of the island. And frankly, Kilauea has been erupting almost continuously for the last 50 years. Last time I was in Hawaii, we went out and hiked out to, hiked into the crater and lava flows of Kilauea. We actually saw lava. I mean, it's been going there for a long time. Yeah, Bose speakers are pretty nice. Yeah, that sounds like a horrible sequel, Darth. Michael Myers in Hawaii. Yeah, Bose does good speakers. I mean, I wouldn't call them the best speakers. They're the most common quality speaker that you get. I mean, I got Polk speakers on mine. They're pretty good on my sound system here on my entertainment system. I could just see Jason at a luau. Yeah, Polk. Could see Jason in a Hawaiian shirt. That would be crazy. There's somebody out there that's probably watching this live stream now saying, Jason in Hawaii. Wow, that's a great idea. You'll write it? All right, cool. I always thought Freddie was funnier. I think I only saw that movie once. I wasn't really into it. Treat time only works when there's someone to eat the treats, and I don't know. I've tried them; they're not very tasty. I do have them here. That may be enough to bring them out. Although he had a bunch of treats a little bit ago. Also, was never really into the Scream movies. I think I saw the first one. I wasn't really into that. Competition, Gene, competition. Now, Bite doesn't have any teeth problems. He's doing good. Exorcist is a really good scary movie. Yeah, a lot of the movies in that time. I mean, Rosemary's Baby, uh, The Omen. Those were all really good movies. He's drooling because he's fat. Because it's really just he just got all slobber in his jowls, and when he shakes his head, it just goes all over the place. I never saw the Omega Man. Amityville Horror was pretty good. I don't know if I put Top Gun Maverick in the category of the other horror movies, but haven't seen that one yet. I gotta still, like I said, I gotta be in the mood for a Top Gun movie. That hasn't happened yet. See, the kitty treat jar did get him out here. Hello, Michael. Yeah, yeah. She was Rosemary in Rosemary's Baby, wasn't she? Carrie was a good movie. I like the book too. The book is really good. I've got a copy of Salem's Lot. That's the one about what vampires, right? That was a good book too. I like a lot of early Stephen King books. The Stand, that's my all-time favorite. I've actually got two versions of that, the original version, and then a number of years later he re-released an unabridged version. And I read them both. Shining, good book, horrible movie. Although Jack Nicholson was and what was his name? Scatman Crothers were awesome in it. There must have been a good friendship between Jack and Scatman because they were together in Cuckoo's Nest also. Rad Rom, yeah, awesome. Christine, the book was good. The movie, so so. Green Mile, great book, even better movie. Shawshank Redemption is another one. Great book, great movie. The Firestarter book was good. I don't know. I've got a copy of the movie, but it's not one I go to very often. Tommy Knockers, the book was excellent. I heard there was a movie. I never saw it. I heard it was horrible. Yeah, that's true. George C. Scott and Martin Sheen are in it. Dead Zone, another good book, decent movie. Never saw Cat's Eyes. I used to read Stephen King a lot, but I kind of got out of reading fiction a long time ago, and so I've got some Stephen King books I never even read. I've got that book. I've never read it. The one about Kennedy. Yeah, I never saw 3 Days of the Condor. And then Lawnmower Man. That was actually a pretty good book, but then they made a movie about it, and the movie was entirely different. It was an entirely different story. I never read the Hunger Games books, but the movies are actually pretty good. I think I saw the first two. I don't know. I think there's more than that, but no, I pretty much my DVD collection has pretty much what I want to watch. So I haven't bought any new DVDs in a while. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, see, I never was into the Twilight series either. Yeah, that's probably what happened, Darth. I used to watch Alfred Hitchcock Presents in the afternoon after the Twilight Zone, but I think really the only movie of his that I actually have or had a copy was Psycho. Yeah, I guess that Rear Window, that was a good one too. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw North by Northwest either. Kind of embarrassed to admit that actually, because that sounds like that's one of them that I should probably look up at some point. I don't know what movie La Claros. Oh, definitely gonna not gonna shop today. I'm not gonna vlog today's shopping trip, but next week is the Rock and Mineral Show at the Lee Lockwood Museum. So I'll definitely vlog that. We're gonna get some good stuff. I look forward to that every year, and I want to really see what they have in terms of shortwave UV lights. I have a shortwave UV light. I'm not sure how good it is because it's kind of low power. I mean, I think, but I'm going to bring it there, and I want to see if the guy who was selling the long wave lights last year has shortwave lights this year because he was saying that he was going to hopefully have some this year. And I'd like to compare that just to see if the one that I have is any good. I've been looking for the Kyber crystals. No luck so far. I actually did ask them at Gallery 11 for that, and they kind of looked at me blankly. Although he called himself a Star Wars fan. He didn't know what that Kyber crystal was. Amateurs. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this one up for today. Head over to the rock shop, see what they got going on over there, and go from there. Like I said earlier, next week's live stream is going to be canceled because I'm going to the Rock and Mineral Show. So just be aware of that, and I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Thanks for stopping in, everyone. I had a good day. Good night.